Hello guys, Vengeance are here. I'm already in the middle of it. I've been grinding for a little while. Down here at Ackman. Give me a second here to clear monsters. That guy got knocked into the pillar. Couldn't damage him. Sorry. Okay. So I'm down here grinding Ackman. Ackman happened to be the one that the desert portal shot me into today, so that's the one I'm grinding. I'm basically today want to talk about. I was gonna say, did I just lag or disconnect? That was ridiculous. I haven't had that problem yet today. Anyway, I want to talk about being strategically efficient, or efficiently strategic. However you want to award it. But that brings me to why I am down here in Ackman, or Histria, depending on which one I get ported into. Like I said, today it happened to be Ackman. But, and of course my voice doesn't want to cooperate today. More Kafirs. Anyway, being strategically efficient. So, I've been thinking a lot about game design and how Black Desert is built, and different ways that I can use the systems in game to make progress and make progression for my character easier. Now I could take all this over that I have, like all 28, 30 billion, whatever it is. I've got like 40 something billion worth of crap in my idle storage, and then billions spread out around, so I've probably got 100 billion silver worth of crap. Not a huge amount, but not a small amount either. Just an average amount. I could probably liquidate all of that and then buy up Kafirs, dump into my gear, and then increase my DP by a lot. And go the defense route and get myself into higher grind spots. You know, Guy and lower. And of course I'll forget to turn that off. Always forget. But yes, I could go that route, get myself into higher end grind spots, Guy and lower. Different Elvia spots. Probably Hex. I mean, really the only thing stopping me right now from grinding the high end spots is DP. I'm at 300 AP, 352 DP. So you think the logical thing would be grind out the Kafirs, dump them in your gear, get your Fallen God and your Labruska, how I'm going. Pump your gear score up closer to 700. Stop going full glass cannon and working towards more AP when you're already at 300. Well, that's just not how I do things. I kind of do things a little bit backwards. I want to push the RNG elements of the game first. Kafirs are guaranteed upgrades. I can spend silver on those and get them anytime that I want. And if I just go grind silver somewhere, I could probably go to Centaurs and grind out more silver than I'm going to make here at Ackman. Or Histria. Histria I make even less than I do at Ackman. Yellow loot scroll, Aggress. 300% drop rate with the 50% drop rate going. There's a red short. Get quite a bit of those. This is the second hour that I've been here. I got 2 Tungrat earrings the last hour, and then a bunch of other crap. So my inventory is kind of smashed full right now because I didn't have enough maids to completely empty it. So I get a lot of scrolls. I get scrolls written in ancient language. I get about 20 to 40 of those depending on RNG in an hour, which is good. Obviously, 40 is better than 20. But anyway, so I could go to centaurs or something like that and grind out a bunch of silver easier, or even orcs and grind out my 300 to 400 million an hour, since wizard kind of sucks. Succession wizard specifically. But what I am working on is something a little bit different. I am doing, like I said, I'm doing things backwards. I'm going for the very hard goals first, leaving the guaranteed upgrades till later. I don't need high DP to grind these spots. 350 is more than enough. I don't take really any damage unless I just AFK and let them beat on my character for a while. I've already grinded out the infinite potion pieces, so I don't really need to be at any of those spots anymore. Of course, those are low silver spots anyway. So I sat down, I looked at my goals, and I kind of talked about this before with rolling progress. I did a video a while back. I need to go look up the mechanic for this, because I don't understand what the condenser heavy thing is. Is it just weaken the monsters, or does it do something else? Okay, I got a Caphras and a scroll. But anyway, I talked about it before with my video that I made talking about rolling progress and just kind of multitasking while not multitasking. What I mean by that is, so I've picked out a goal that I can basically work towards, and it's going to put me in a position to where I can complete multiple goals at once, which anyone that has watched my channel for a while knows I've been working on Pen Blackstar offhand, which isn't really necessary. It's going to gain me 2 AP overall, maybe a DP or 2. I don't remember the exact stats over top of my pry Goddard that I'm using currently. But I've done 12 attempts on Pen for that. Gotten very close. Made a 300 stack, which is cool. Wasted a lot of silver and a lot of memory fragments. It's been fun and frustrating. I mean, it's all part of it. But in terms of overall progress, it has actually slowed me down because I've been just putting all my time and resources into Pen Blackstar attempts. Where if I put all my time into grinding out Caphras and just raw silver, and I could literally have Fallen God, Labresca, and probably Dawn's Gloves at this point, instead of just going ahead and continuing down the path of Pen Blackstar. But I don't give up easily, and I want to do the Pen Blackstar before I move on to other goals. It said it is probably the hardest thing that you will enhance in the game, because if you look at Pen accessories with a 300 stack or even like a 250 stack, it's like a 10-15% chance, somewhere around there. And this is even for Deberekas. And the Pen Blackstar, even with a 300 chance, is like a 7% chance, or like, yeah, 6-7% chance. So it's still going to be the hardest thing that you're going to enhance. It could come very easily if you're carried, or it could just take forever like mine is doing. It's just one of those things. And I've been kind of skirting around it and taking the easy route, using events to get stacks and other things so that I don't have to grind out or put full effort into it. I've been doing the lazy approach. Oh, one sec. The cat will not stay down. Go on, kitty. She waits until she hears me talking and recording, and then she comes up here and tries to get on the desk. Anyway, so I've been taking a lazy approach. using the seasoned coelacanths to get 30 stacks, which, you know, that's smart, I guess. 30 stacks are not going to make or break you, especially when you can use blackstones to get them. They cost about 13, 14 million, somewhere around there for a 30 stack using blackstones. So it's about the same. It's just I can do this AFK and I don't have to get all the blackstones. Go and buy them. So the other thing that I've been doing is using season to gain my 60 and 80 stacks and also the 100 stacks. So yes, I had somebody power level me, so I've been kind of lazy. The only thing that I've really farmed for the Blackstar attempt are the hards and the sharps, which we've gotten a lot of those from events as well. But gathering has helped me out there. And then I've farmed the memory fragments, which I spent about 12 billion silver on scrolls, and I've been running scrolls. So that's the only effort that I've really put in for the Blackstar attempts. So I told myself that I'm not going to be lazy anymore. I am going to grind. I am going to put a little bit of effort in, and hopefully it will pay off. Because there's other content creators that I had a better gear score than are now ahead of me, because I've been taking the lazy route, laid back, chill, not getting too worried about it, and letting whatever happens happen. And I don't like that so much, so I'm gonna push and start making some progress. No, you're not getting on the router. Get down. Man, she's bad. Bad cat. Anyway. So I took a long, hard look at the state of my Black Desert account and what I need to do. And that brings me to a big, long historical lesson on Vengeancer's Black Desert gameplay. It has brought me to the topic of today's video. Being efficient and strategically being efficient. Not just being the most efficient that you can, but doing it in such a way that it becomes even more efficient than if you were to just efficiently min-max and grind things out. Cat, I told you to get yourself off my desk. So get down. Take your little toy and go. We will play it later. Okay. She was, the cat was taken from her mommy too young, so she thinks that she needs to be right on top of me or my wife anytime we do anything. She's kind of a menace. She's a little sweetie, but she's kind of a menace. So here she comes again, right back up on the desk. Down. Down, down, down. She keeps interrupting my thoughts. Anyway, back to being efficient. So I'm still going for Pen Blackstar. That is my goal. But I had to figure out what I need to be able to do that. So my thought process is, okay, and I listed it out. What is allowing me to be doing Blackstar attempts? Well, the most major thing is memory fragments. First thing I'm going to need is memory fragments, and about billions of them. I need so many memory fragments. I'm going to need Massive Hero Magics, Sharps, Hards, Blackstones, and of course Raw Silver, because I'm going to have to build stacks. And I'm going to have to invest some time into building up what I need for fail stacks. Instead of just trying to let them easily come to me, I need to go ahead and invest in the infrastructure on my account that I need to be able to just build all the way up to 100 stack. The higher stacks, the 200 to 300 stacks, those I can build off of Black Stars or Godders. Probably Blackstar attempts if I need them later on. But I need to put in place on my account things that I can use to efficiently build 100 fail stacks from zero. So that's the most important thing right now. Because the only thing that really pressures me about the Blackstar attempts are the fail stacks. If I run out of fail stacks, it's game over. Same with stones. If I run out of massive pure magic or flawless stones, then it's game over. So I need to make sure to have a good supply of hards, a good supply of sharps, and blackstone, regular blackstones for the fail stack building, and just the straight attempts once I make them into flawless stones. So that's what the silver is for, and that's what the gathering is for. And I've thought a lot about that. Now the other thing is memory fragments. They're the third thing in this equation that are going to hold me back, I guess you could say. We know how to get those. You can either buy them off the market with raw silver, or you can run scrolls. Now this is where it brought me to a crossroads. Do I just invest all my silver into scrolls and run them? Do I keep my raw silver? Do I go and try and grind just strict silver spots? Or do I try and figure something else out? Well, you're looking at the answer. I don't want to push the Kaffir's levels yet, because I like my 25 to 27 raw silver, the liquid, the 27 billion that I have. I like that sitting in the warehouse in case I need to do something. You know, having it sit there in raw silver form, it's not really making me any extra silver, but that's okay, because I have a plan, as always. But I've decided to grind history and Ackman for the spot that I'm going to grind in, and I've been throwing this around for a while. That is because it drops literally everything that I need. They drop Kaffir stones, so eventually, if I keep grinding here, I will get enough Kaffirs to push for the Fallen God armor and the Libreska helm and the Dawn's gloves, which is perfect. That way I don't have to spend silver on it. I eventually will gather enough up. Now this is a low end spot. I don't need a lot of DP, so my current gear is fine. I'm probably AP capped, so the AP isn't a big deal. I don't have to run drafts or any elixirs, anything like that here to be efficient. I'm getting like 25 to 27,000 trash loot an hour with the current event and the current scrolls and stuff I have on, using Agris and Yellow Scroll. So it's fine. I'm using the tent buff, and I'm making a couple 100 million off of trash loot every hour. So I'm making 150 million, and I have a chance to get tongue grinding rings, which I get quite often. So I got myself knocked down. So it's paying for itself. I'm grinding, and it's not costing me any silver. It's even making me quite a bit of silver over the course of however many hours I'm going to be here. So that's the good thing about that in terms of raw trash loot. But the major thing is that it drops scrolls written in ancient language, and it drops tons of blackstones, tons of Kaffirs. That was from collecting a box. That doesn't drop that much. The extra items it drops are compass pieces and traveler's maps. And then, of course, the tongue grinding rings and the red and black shards are just pure money profit. So there's that. But the big thing is, it's giving me a secondary goal to work towards of farming the treasure compass pieces. So eventually I will get the compass pieces for being here. And that means that I am grinding out materials that I'm going to need for enhancing my Pen Blackstar, but I'm also working towards grinding out the treasure compass that'll allow me to see anywhere I need to go in the desert or the ocean. Which is one of my eventual goals anyway. I want all the treasure items, but mainly the compass, because then I can do ocean content a lot easier and I don't have to worry about compass running out. Plus I can teleport my wife to me if I need to help her out. So, being strategically efficient. I like that phrase. I'm working towards Pen Blackstar and grinding compass pieces at the same time. It just works. So what I'm doing, as I grind here, I will continue to get silver and stack up scrolls, because scrolls are going up in price, and the memory fragments are too. So this way I don't really have to drop a bunch of my silver on it, and I'm still making progress. Sorry about that. Stupid phone. I don't know if the mic picked that up or not, but if it did, I apologize. Spam phone calls. Oh, I got stunned and now knocked down. But scrolls. So I'll still have to go run the scrolls. It's going to take up some time. The other thing that I want to point out about scrolls is that they drop the seals that I can trade for more Blackstone armors, and that's going to help me out a lot, because I'm probably going to need like 100,000 or more Blackstone armor. And the Blackstone weapons that also drop from here, I can use those to smash into 30 stacks later on when season event is over and I run out of 30 stacks. I'm going to need so many Blackstone armors because I'm going to be using Rebloth gloves to do the fail stacking on. I've already got quite a few of those. I just need to make a bunch more prize and then start stack building and smashing some of them to tries and tets so that I can get the higher stacks and build my 100 stacks back up. I've been doing some research on what the most efficient thing to do is, as far as when to push what stacks. You know, like, oh, for 30s I want to try and tap duos, or for 60 stacks I want to try and tap tries, you know, that kind of thing. So I've been trying to memorize that so I'm more efficient at it. And there's one other thing that I need to speak on that flows into my efficient strategy. Right now there's a drop event going on, which sucks because they also are finishing up the life skill event. I wanted to use that life skill event to level my alchemy up and my other life skills, but with the drop event I pretty much am forced to be here grinding any chance that I get. So I may just have to let the life skills fall to the back burner. They don't make much silver anyway, compared with grinding. But I will say I have been cooking a lot. I want to try and push the cooking as high as I can, and I want to get as many witches' delicacies as I can. I'm currently at close to 10,000, and I think overall I need like, what is it, like 70,000 to go from 426 contribution points to 450, which is my overall goal. I've been looking at some strategies with the contribution points I want to take the extra contribution I'm going to have from turning all of those in, and I want to get a few nodes back that I refunded before that will allow me to get some more passive income. And I've been looking at maybe going back into silver embroidered clothes crafting. I don't know if that's a good idea, so I'm still getting on the fence about it. right now I have some of my CP extra tied up in getting Trace of Memories for the Forest Path Wagon, which I'm going to eventually need anyway. So once that's done, I'll have some CP back out of that. Same with this rabbit event, the rabbit pouch in Finto Farm. I have some CP tied up in that and some other things that I can refund later on. So I have like 10-15 CP easy that I can play with to get more nodes that will give me more resources. But the idea is fish every night, do my farms every morning, do my Imperial turn-in cooking boxes every morning. That nets me about 100 to 150 silver, maybe even up to 200 if I'm lucky with the fishing. And then, so that's decent passive daily income. I don't really have to do much for that. It takes 15 minutes to do all that stuff. And it's mostly AFK. And then I will end up, once I get the guru boxes in place, I'll be making a whole lot more. But what I plan to do for more passive income is I'm still working on the trade crates. I'm letting materials build up right now before I start processing. I'll have to take a couple days out of my active playing to just leave my character set processing so that I can get all that stuff processed down and sent over to Valencia and turn it into crates. I will still level up my trading and just get silver out of my resources that I already have laying around. The other thing that I did look at is maybe doing some drafts with alchemy. It's a little bit more of an active thing because I need a value pack to be able to do that. I'll have to sell that stuff on the market. And then I'm gonna have to go do some active gathering stuff to get the materials I need for the alchemy, but I don't know if I'll do that yet or not. I haven't 100% decided. Cat got me knocked down again. She's a persistent little thing. I think I've put her down about 15 times now. But in terms of alchemy, I think it can be profitable if you have a value pack and you can sell drafts to other players on the marketplace. I just haven't decided that. I've also been looking through the marketplace, trying to determine whether or not I could buy raw materials, process them, and turn them into useful things and actually make silver using my high processing mastery. I don't know yet. I haven't found a good option. I did look at iron ore. It looked profitable, but then I also need to use iron ingots, so I don't know if I will be doing that because I want to be able to have the iron ingots for myself instead of selling them. I need them for the Moodle, cooking and alchemy, crafting of the tools for those. So that sentence was hard to get out. I don't know why. But yes, the iron ingots are what those are basically used for. I know other people turn them into like pure iron ingots, I think, and use them for other things. I don't know. But I do know that my plan that I have in place just requires me to grind every chance I get, process the stuff I do have, cook down the things that I do have, gather when I have the energy for it, and then do my daily routine of farms, sell fish to the Imperial, and cooking box turn-in. And that should net me quite a bit of silver every week instead of being lazy. And then I can make some progress. And then whenever I'm not feeling like actively grinding, I need to run scrolls written in the ancient language and build up my memory fragment stockpile. And I'm going to have to take some time off grinding to build fail stacks and stuff too. But I'm also going to have to spend the silver to get infrastructure in place to be able to build fail stacks. So I'm going to need tons and tons of stones, which I already went over. and then I'm gonna have to buy some more rebloth and stuff and just get those processed up. So I think in terms of progress, it's gonna get worse before it gets better. I got blocked all my skills. But I do think that in the long run, this will make me have easier time making more progress. And it'll be nice once I get these compass parts too. I was hoping that I would get lucky and drop some compass parts in Histria so that I didn't have to grind that stupid place anymore. I don't really like the Histria grind. This Ackman grind is pretty cool. I like it. It's not bad at all. I can sit in this one room and just go in a circle. Pretty laid back. Put something else on the other screen and just roll through. But here in a few minutes I will kind of open my inventory and go over what I actually did. I didn't get hardly anything this hour. I got one red shard and no black shards, no full tongue grad drop, no compass. Mostly scrolls, stones, and Kafirs. Which is okay. It just means I don't make much silver for my time over here. But I will save silver by not having to buy stones. So I guess silver saved is silver earned, right? Maintenance was last night or early this morning, whatever way you want to look at it. At least at the time of recording this. And they added in a bunch of buffs to Marnie realms and different places where it's trash loot, so the high-end spots can get better. They're trying to give people that are higher geared incentive to go to the higher end spots instead of sitting at centaurs and potion piece spots to grief lower tiered players. But you can see I will not be sitting at those lower end spots. I will be out of them as soon as I possibly can and moving on, because I would love to go earn 1 billion silver an hour, but I just don't think a wizard can do it. I just really don't. I don't think it has the power in its kit. Ooh, a massive pure magic. That's always nice. Right now I have one worker on the Stars End node collecting massive pure magics for me, but I'm burning through them faster than that little guy can collect them. So any massive pure magics that I procure through grinding is big help. Alright, we got a minute left. And of course, I've been using these scrolls that are the J scrolls. That means I'm out. I got a couple old moon scrolls left in the Black Spirit safe that I can use for a couple more hours while this drop event goes on, so maybe I can grind a couple more hours later or tomorrow. But I got some stuff I gotta do, so this will probably be my last hour for a little while. And once I leave this place, I don't run through the desert and look for a specific portal. First portal I come to, jump in, and if it's Ackman, I grind Ackman. If it's Histria, I'm grinding Histria. I need to grind both because Histria drops 2 compass pieces and Ackman drops 1. These Ackman Elite Guardians drop the piece. And then over there is in the Histria is the Bodkins and Beltons and whatever that other mob is I can't remember the name of. But you don't earn near as much silver in Histria unless you're just lucky with drops. But I'll probably spend the rest of my time today life skilling because I got to be away from the computer, so I think I'll just set up cooking or alchemy or something. But the last thing I want to touch on is how I'm going about just my day-to-day activities. I kind of went over that a little bit, but I want to finish it up with another example of stuff that I'm doing, and hopefully this helps somebody. And a lot of people are vague. It's like, okay, you need to do this and this, but then they don't really lay out what they're doing, even though if they're a big content creator. So I have a list of things that I tick down through and see if any of it's going on, and if I haven't done it yet, to try and get any extra items that I can. So at the top of my list is world bosses. Then I go, I'll check Garmoth to see if there are any up, and then I go on about my business if there's none, and I look at. And of course, my scrolls ran out, but as I'm talking, I'll just keep grinding here. I still have a pretty high drop rate, even though my temp buff and scroll went off. I think I'm still at like 170 or something. Yeah, 180. I've grinded it lower before. But I'll go about my business and do rift bosses. If I don't have any of those up, then I look to spend energy at the night vendor, which is where I've been getting bargains at. I bought a Kudum for 100 mil. Base Kudums are worth about 250, 240, give or take, at the time of this recording. So that's 2.5 times the money. And so I got pretty lucky on that. And I'll probably use it for enhancing. I probably won't even just sell it at base. But it's easy double money. Just buy it from the vendor, resell it. So you just got to check prices. If I don't have any energy on any of my alts or any energy I want to spare for the night vendor, then I move on to looking at events. And I'll just bring up my quest book, go to the new tab, and see if there's anything I can do to get rewards out of it. Of course, most of that's the Sea Palace, and I already did that, so that's kind of a bust right now. Then I have a few other activities that I can work on for overall count progression, which is back on the max energy grind. I need to push up to about 660 energy, but most of the stuff I have left is very difficult to do, and I haven't felt like working on, so I just haven't done it. Or I can just go grind mobs, which is what I'm currently doing, because all that other stuff, it was a no-go. Fishing, I have a couple of places that I like to fish. Right now I'm fishing Heidel because of the Coelacanth event. I need to work on cooking for Guru boxes, Balanos meals, or lately I've been cooking just grilled bird meat because I've been cooking for contribution points, and I went over that. I want extra CP to drop in some more passive income. Also, to support cooking, I need to burn my energy at meat gathering or stone gathering or log gathering, all rolled into cooking and cooking utensils, or alchemy and alchemy utensils. And then finally, I will leave my characters sit in processing for the just the bare minimum of turning basic resources into advanced resources and getting more value out of it. It just increases their value. Iron ore into melted iron and iron ingots for crates, steel ingots, brass, bronze, that kind of stuff, chop into plywood, and then for my cooking and alchemy utensils, of course, I got to process. I need usable scantling processed into standardized timber squares, and then iron ingots and some other stuff. So I'm out of time for today, so we're gonna roll back out of here. And this is the room I grind in Akhman. It's 3 up. It's the 3rd room up from the NPC down here. And of course you can get out of the NPC right beside the NPC through the gap. Alright, so here's what I ended up with. 29,000 trash loot that time. I actually did a little bit better that hour, but I'm almost full up. And like I said, I did 2 hours total, hour and a half, hour and 20 minutes before recording. So a lot of these scrolls were from the previous hour. I get about 20 to 40 an hour. I dumped like 10 or 13 in storage already, and this is what I ended up with. So you could probably go through and count those. I'm not going to. That Tungrad was from the previous hour. So was that shard and half of all these stones. But that's 2 hours at Akhman. Pretty good. In terms of silver, We ended up with, it was right at 200 mil, and then I bought the tent buff. So I made 200 mil, 150 mil previously, and we're at 263. 220 mil, so about 170 mil off of just trash loot, and then plus all the other stuff in there. So not bad at all for a couple hours of work. So what, 170 and 150, so 300 something for a couple hours in just raw silver. Whistle my horse back over, and then we run this way. And of course, if you didn't know, you can go in the water for immunity to heat stroke or hyperthermia for 10 minutes. I forget which one. In the hyperthermia, I think you got to stand by the fire or something, if I remember right. And then we just go southwest out of Bella Oasis, over this mountain, and smack through the other one, and then we'll be back at Sandgrain. Because Pilgrim's Haven is right there. But that is what my grinding is consisting of, and that's kind of my plan for moving forward. I'm still going to push for the Pen Blackstar, but I gotta go into resource gathering mode. I need to get my hands on as much as I possibly can, because I have pretty much depleted myself, hoping that what I had was enough to push through the Pen Blackstar. But it's not going to be, so we're going to go back into resource gathering. So that's what you're going to see for the next few weeks, is me just kind of quit being lazy, quit being casual, and just kind of moving on to what I need to do and get it done and move on. Because realistically, I know I should be working towards other goals, and the Pen Blackstar is hindering my progress. But once it's done, and once the compass grind is done, there's nothing stopping me from going all the way to the top very quickly, because then it's just Caphras grinding and more stat grinding for all the Fallen God and Labreska and Dawn's stuff. There isn't much more AP to squeeze out of where I'm at. I mean, yeah, I can get a couple more pen accessories here and there. I can push for pen in several different slots, and maybe push myself up to 330 or so AP, but realistically 301 to about 310, you can go to any spot in the game. Aside from the new spots that are coming out, they're going to be like 310, 320. So DP is what I need to be working on. But once we get this pen offhand, I think that's what I'm going to do, is I will push very hard for DP gains. Because there's no reason for a veteran player to still be using boss gear whenever Fallen God has been out for years. I just haven't done the grind yet. I'm on C10 on the dim tree, and I've started dumping Caphras into the helmet, so very soon, very soon. Thanks for watching. I've rambled on long enough. I hope this gives you an insight into how I approach Black Desert and how I think about the game, and just how I try to roll my progress all into one activity so that I'm not wasting my time and I'm being as efficient as possible while also being lazy as possible, and min-maxing as much as I can while being casual as much as I can. But that'll do it for today. I wanted to put out another little extra video. I'll see what I can find for Friday. Maybe I'll just go run some scrolls and talk about it and ramble on for a bit. But I wanted to kind of show where I was grinding at and get a good feel for what's to come in the near future as far as progress and just how other content creators approach things, what they're doing. I know a lot of them that are just strict grinders are just making progress like crazy because of how much grinding has surpassed life skilling. But I also have to balance real life, so put in the hours where I can and not worry about it. So thanks for watching. You guys are great. Love the support. Have a good one. as always, until next time.